Okay, so I'm just gonna touch on a feature that I think will save lots of animators lots and lots of time. I think this is a good feature of Flash CS4, and I also think it is a very useful tool. So if you are an animator or you're looking to get into animation, there are ways of saving time, because many people think they just have to keep doing animations from scratch, whereas that's not necessarily true. So first of all, create an ActionScript 3.0 file. It's imperative that it's an ActionScript 3.0 file, not a 2.0. Once you've done that, you can create a symbol. This could be your logo, think of anything. So what we'll do is we'll tap the F8 key and we'll say, I don't know, logo. Okay, so let's say this is our company logo here. What you can do, I'm just aligning up to the stage because I'm a very picky person, but you don't have to. Go to Window and then Motion Presets. Now what Motion Presets allow you to do is basically have predefined motions. Now you have custom and default. Custom is the ones that you make, and I'll show you how to make them. And the default presets are the ones that have already been made. So what I can do is I can go down this list. You can easily click and get a nice preview above and just see which one you like. My favorite one, I believe, you got Spiral 3D, you've got all these 3D stuff. Okay, like Star Wars and all that mad stuff. But that's the one that I like, zoom in 3D. So I decided that I like that. It's not a drag and drop. All you do is click the apply button and it will apply it to the object. So if I move the panel over here, you'll be able to see that it's actually made the animation, and then it fades out. So that is how it works. Now obviously with this animation you can drag it out to however long you want it, and that's what it'll do. It'll either go fast, slower or faster. And that's the beauty of the new tweening inside of Flash CS4, sorry. Now, you've got all these different effects that you can choose from, but how do you make your own? Well, let's make our own. Let's close this ActionScript file, move it over to the side, make a new ActionScript file, and we'll just close that down. Okay, so we'll keep the motion presets up there, and what we'll do is we'll just create a new logo or whichever. Make a nice red, and then just line it up a bit, I don't know. And then just make your square. Okay. And then you can adjust the gradient, of course. I've hidden it under this menu here, gradient, or just by pressing the F key you can swap it over. Okay, so now I've made my logo. We're just gonna tap the F8 key while we're selecting all of it, and we'll make this logo again. Now I'm going to center it up into the middle of the stage. You don't have to do this, but it's best to in some cases. It just depends what type of animation you do. And do not create a classic tween. You've got to create a motion tween, a new motion tween, and it automatically expands it out to 35 frames. You can make it however long or short you want it to be. It doesn't have to be 35. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a 3D object, because obviously with it being 3D you've got to have the new tween. So I'm going to scale it down, or in fact I'm going to move it here. I'm going to move it like that. Okay, I'm going to go to the first frame and I'm going to scale this like so. And then on this frame, normally you find it doesn't do much in the way of things. And then I can set these back to 100 by 100 the way it was. So now it's going to shrink and grow. And then when it's around about here, what I want it to do is obviously move forward, so get a bit bigger, something like that. So I want it to get bigger, and then I just want to go over here and rotate with the 3D. So I'm going to rotate it like so. Move on to the next couple of frames. Rotate it some more. Okay. Move it over a bit more. Just keep rotating it until you've rotated it all the way back round again. And sort of make it look like a stamp thing. And then let it come out at you, so you can move it in the 3D direction. I'll move it in the Z. And then we'll just fade it out. So go to properties and we'll choose style alpha 0. It's much like the effect that we've got there, except for it just spins around a bit more. And change the alpha to 0 there. So now it fades in. Set the alpha to 100% there. So it's just fading in at the end. Okay, so we have something of a starting logo like that. And move over to the next. And move that up to 100. Okay, so we've faded it in. Like so. And so that's what you're getting really. I mean, it's just spinning out. And then obviously we can stretch this out to around about 70. See how it looks. Okay, so you get the general idea. Now, what I do next is go to motion presets, and under custom I can click this little button at the bottom here. If I move this up, you'll be able to see the little tooltip, and it says save selection as preset. So this is now going to become a preset, and I can save this. In order to save your animation as a custom motion preset, you must first need to select the object on the stage. Fair enough. Go here, click on it, and I'll save it. So you must make sure you're clicking on it. That's my mistake. But once I've done that, I say rotate 360 degrees, rotate 360, and fade out. Bit long-winded, but whatever. So now that's saved as a custom preset. So now what I could do is delete this. I could delete the whole thing. I could remove the frames. So now it's as if I'm working on an empty scene. I'm going to delete. Where's the library? There it is. I'm going to delete my previous logo. I'm going to make a new logo. So I create a new animation like this. And we'll make it sort of let's make it any color. Okay, and once you've done that, close that down, tap the F8 key. It's got to be a movie clip symbol, and we say new logo. And of course then what we can do is just make sure we're selecting it. Click on the rotate 3D and fade out, and once you've done that, click the apply button, and obviously then you're going to get the same effect. So it's already predefined on the object. So this can carry through. This isn't just for this file. So what I can do is I can close this file down, close this down, open up a new action script file, go to window, and then motion presets, and you can see that I've already it's already saved it in there, so it's not going to delete it. So it can save you a lot of time in order for animation wise. Very, very nice. And obviously the default ones are there. They can also save a lot of time, you know, lots of professional ones in there. And if you're ever unhappy with one, you can click on it and simply hit the delete trash remove item. Then it'll ask you, are you really sure you want to delete it? You say yes, and there you go, it's an empty folder. You can create as many folders as you like. You don't have to just stick with custom presets. You could have one as character animation, one as animal animations, one as logo animations, all sorts of different folders that you can categorize your, animations. You can have folders inside of folders, or you can do whatever. Remove that, delete that. Yeah, so do as you may. I think it'll always stay inside of custom presets. But apart from that, I mean, everything is pretty straightforward, very easy to use, and it can save you a lot of time. So I hope you've learned something from this, and hope you can save a bit of time.